What is happening, people? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Wire series. This is episode 7 of season 4 and it is called Unto Others. Now before I start, I just want to say, if my already fucked, tired looking eyes look a bit tireder this week, or if my disposition seems slightly shorter this week, it is because after 22 years I've decided to stop smoking cigarettes completely. No joints, no loose cigarettes, no tobacco. And even though I'm using vapes to subsidise that, all these other chemicals they put in cigarettes is fucking with me. So if I look even more fucked up than usual, or if I'm not quite as witty and charming as you have come to find me, then blame me kicking these fucking cigarettes, because this is like day 5 now and holy shit, it is brutal. Encourage, support, don't judge, and apologies if I'm not quite as jovial as usual. I'm trying to be. I still got a weed vape pen, I still got my vape pen, so we should be okay. Last episode, first of all, we saw Carver get put on that one body that Randy said he had found, you know, in the houses. Imagine if Carver just mentions this to Lester Freeman or a bunk. They will instantly think like, well, where did you find this body? There's got to be more. But because just now it's Carver on his own, I'm wondering how quickly this case will progress. Last time I missed a couple elements that I only caught when I actually watched it back for the second time midweek. I wasn't sure if that had been a sexual assault or not in the bathroom. As soon as I watched it the second time I was like, oh okay, she changed her story because they sort of buoyed her off after the fact. I didn't 100% know that Carver was getting put on the case for the body that boys found in the house. When I watched it the second time I caught all those things. Don't worry guys, I do catch these things. I watch it a second and a third time before it comes on YouTube. So I appreciate fun facts and talking about the show, but you generally don't need to correct me. You really don't. Like when I'm going through messages, they're the ones I pay attention the least to because I already know what you're about to say. Generally by the next episode I will have caught it unless it's something incredibly subtle. But yeah, let's see how fast Carver can progress that case. I do think though he has shown that he deserves to get a chance with something more significant after he's somewhat matured last season. Tommy Corchetti has won Mayor, obviously. Congratulations to Tommy Corchetti. Now let's see if he can keep to his little change of heart with being loyal to his wife, and also if he can maintain his policies. Cutty has learned the hard way that he needs to stop flirting with the mothers of his students, otherwise he's going to have nobody left at the gym. Michael's clearly not like as cool with him after he's learnt what's happened. That welterweight he saw as really promising isn't even coming back to the gym because it's his mother Cutty went with. He needs to chill the fuck out, man. He seems to have conflicted priorities right now, and I feel him. He was in jail a long time, but I mean, he's an in-shape dude. He doesn't need to mix business with pleasure. He can train boxing in the day, and instead of taking the easy option, which is the mothers that are throwing themselves at him at the gym, why not go to somewhere else where it doesn't conflict with any of the boxers you coach and meet a nice lady somewhere? I'm sure that's achievable for Cutty. And Marlowe's master plan kinda worked, but then kinda didn't work. He managed to get that murder pinned on Omar, he managed to get Omar arrested, but Omar managed to get that one call thanks to McNulty to Bucci, and now he's got some good protection in his cell. Are 3 people really enough protection to stand up against a prison full of people that hate you? No, but those 2 guys that Bucci sent look like they can definitely handle themselves, so I think that Omar might be safe for the time being. I also think surely Omar's got to get out now, because even though he got fingered by the store owner, there is no forensic evidence which corroborates Omar having been there or committed that murder, so essentially when there's no forensic evidence or video evidence, it's someone's word against someone's word, and I just don't think that evidence will be concrete enough to get Omar any kind of conviction. I'm just curious though as to what's going to happen from here. Is he going to get out quickly? Is he going to have to stay in jail and watch out for attacks for a long period of time? Who knows? And Brianna cut off Weebay's family. Now, even though I disagree with that, if she's being genuine and the money's running out, what can she do? If there's no money there, there's no money there. The way Weebay's wife, Naaman's mum, I forget her name, the way she pressured Naaman into going and getting a G-Pack and just sending him into that deadly life. What a fucking bitch. Well, she sits there drinking a full bottle of Jack Daniels, and she's clearly spent a lot more money that was supposed to be kept for Naaman as well. She's just been treating herself to the life of luxury, doing fuck all And now that her, you know, golden goose is getting cut off, instead of getting off her ass being appreciative of the many years she didn't have to do fuck all and doing something, she is willing to put her son into that world so she doesn't have to lift a finger. That's fucking pathetic and bullshit, and fuck her for that. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in this episode, so let's move in with it. This is episode 7, season 4, Unto Others. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Okay, Omar's still alive. Good sign. What's this? Is he just getting brought loads of books? Or is he actually making something with this shit? Oh shit. I don't know what Omar's expecting here, but this isn't gonna be good. Shit. Is this just the first time he has to go out into the yard or something?
They got honey nut Cheerios in here. Shit.
There's an attack coming, the guard just stepped off. Nice. It blocked it with a magazine as well, that's dope.
Could give us a couple of babies.
Oh shit! Not gonna lie, that's exactly what that guy deserved, but I mean, hopefully he learns his lessons, you know what I mean? That was our blade straight up the asshole from what I saw there. That was a fucking tense opening scene. The way they just went down there, never even got no food and then bounced. Did they just go to the canteen just to set that example to sort of back people off a little bit? Smart play by them guys. That might make anyone else think twice about making a move on Omar straight away. Or at least, you know, in such small numbers. Also just goes to show, man, a little layer like that can save your life. That's, if my anatomy serves me correctly, that shit was probably going straight into his large intestine. One thing they never show you about stabbings in TV shows is that shit ain't just red coming out of you at that point. That is, depending on where it hits, fecal matter. Stabbings can be very disgusting in ways that media doesn't often show, and getting stabbed at that particular point in the body would have been all of that. High chance for infection, very painful way to die if it is a fatal wound of course as well. No way. Even though Sherrod isn't actually doing his work, he's a quite talented artist, which is still a great skill and one that's really hard to develop when you've got struggles going on in your life that distract you from just, you know, being in the moment with your art.
I decided being a downtown lawyer and seeing my family every night made for a fine life.
It took that guy getting to that position of power though to have that epiphany, so perhaps Tommy will have a similar one. It's everything that foreshadowed what I've been saying up until this point, you know, this is the hard part beginning now.
What happened between me and your moms ain't got shit to do with you taking advantage of the gym. Now man, I'm just saying, you one of my best, boy.
I'm pleased Cutty approached him with this shit. He did make a mistake.
I got customers backing up.
So that guy's basically like, fuck boxing, I'm just all in on this corner now. And that was not Cutty's fault, but because of Cutty's actions that led that guy to that place. You can't blame Cutty, but I hope Cutty feels bad for that.
Kareem, you should have been more cautious with your bet. Figure the odds.
See, it wouldn't surprise me if Presbo was very good at poker, because see, modern poker, it is all for math heads, stat people, statisticians, people that can memorise playing patterns and percentage odds and shit. If you are one of these people still playing poker saying to yourself, no, I've got a good feeling about this one, fucking fold and leave the casino.
Mostly that's what we play.
Dice? Yeah, sure.
So can you show us the odds of dice?
See, this is some shit that will get them interested in math. It's like he had a little eureka there. I'd love to see them playing dice next time going, oh, you know, there's a 1 in 36 chance I get this thing, no. It's a good way to teach people stuff. Like, because I was an MC, I did workshops with children instead of English class for a bit, so they were learning English through the application of rap, which was a cooler way for them to promote to them knowing words is a good thing.
How much can you sell that one for?
Mint condition, 300.
Fuck me, I need a hobby.
That's like good money for just sitting there doing something you really enjoy.
Yeah, see you up here in the cover. Alright, don't worry, dog, I'll keep it close.
He He is not in fact undercover. This is his new flex bubbles.
The book room downstairs. Stay on the curriculum, Mr. Presveluski, or you'll have an area superintendent on our backs.
Oh, don't start with this shit again. This is the Bunny Colvin Amsterdam shit all over again. He's found a unique way to help promote math, and someone's gonna come in and tell him that he can't do it because of some fucking bullshit reason or something.
Now, why would he lie?
I'm just working a package out the stove.
Why does Bunk not believe him in that regard?
Shit, I got files on 2 open doubles last year. Shotgun shells at both scenes.
True, but Omar isn't lying either. He has killed people you haven't caught him for, but they were all part of the fucking game. Tell me Stringer Bell wasn't part of the game.
Since you feeling all biblical and righteous and all, you think on this. Now, if Omar ain't killed that delivery lady, somebody else did. But you giving him a free walk right now, though, ain't you?
Yeah, fair point. I mean, Bunk loves rubbing this shit into Omar, but he's got the wrong guy. I'm pleased Omar said that to him before he left, because I didn't like how Bunk was coming across in that scene, just so smug to like be able to rub it into him after that conversation they'd previously had when they met when he gave him the gun. Nothing to do with who was actually guilty in the case Omar's just been arrested for. He was just more like, yeah, I know you killed that guy last year and got away with it.
From any game that has him.
This is incredible. I just hope that no one walks in the classroom and like breaks his balls for gambling. I hope the kids are like, no, this is a 2 in 16th odd chance he's teaching us or something.
We're using the third. What are the new 5th editions doing sitting down here in a box?
Same old shit. You know what that mirrors? That mirrors last season when they were looking for that new phone tracing technology and didn't even realise it was gathering dust in their own police department. In season 2, when McNulty wanted that technology from the feds and they were like, why not use yours? They hadn't even been informed they had it. That just shows us such a lack of organisation, and what's a shame about that is the principal and the vice principal lady actually seem really good at their jobs. So that's just a fucking shame that things are slack on some level there, because I think they're all trying their best. So how did that happen?
So what you want to do? Don't want to mix in and bring the police to our shop, but they step off, you follow. Bank them good.
Do these guys work with Marlowe? Because Bodie does, and Naaman gets a package off Bodie. So they are working for Marlowe. So these guys better chill the fuck out. And that's Sherrod, right? Shit, is that Sherrod on that corner? That's fucked.
It's only Federals be rich enough to lose a camera and not go to crime about it. You steal that bitch and someone comes knocking, it's local.
Good advice by Prop Joe.
That's a $9 for 2, 10 for 3. That's 10 even too. That's a good product.
Nice. What's that he's got now? Is that the DVD? Has he got DVDs? What else is he selling?
I know you remember me. All right, be cool with it,
Give it up, nigga. That's what I'm gonna say to you every time we meet.
What? You can't do that. You can't just rob Bubbles every time you see him. This is fucked. He needs to do something about this guy. You can't just let this guy do this to you twice, mate. You need to stop him right now.
Don't take care of your neighborhood store?
And fuck everybody not helping him there. What's funny is he just said you don't care about your neighbourhood store. If I was there and I saw the dude sticking up the guy that sells stuff to everyone else, I'd fucking kick the shit out of him.
Got robbed. Thank you, man. They all saw it. Everybody was here witnessing everything.
Oh no, you've told the wrong cop. Fuck this cop. Officer Walker. I remember him by name because he will take your shit.
In these movies, it's copyright infringement.
Come on, man.
It's a hefty fine.
This guy's a fucking dickhead. I want to see this police officer get killed, actually. Sorry, Officer Walker, but you are everything wrong with the police force.
Rob me too? As you gonna do, just rob me also? Baltimore's finest right here. Thank you.
Oh my god. Oh, I felt such rage there on behalf of Bubbles. Seriously, I've got second-hand rage just now. Took the 200 off Randy, took the ring off of Omar, and now he's just literally robbed a guy who's essentially homeless selling t-shirts and DVDs out of a shopping trolley. Oh, I could strangle him with my bare hands.
Shit, all of y'all probably seen me welcoming the attentions of some of the ladies who come past. Easy.
That's so good that he's doing this. This is what he needed to do.
All y'all coming here to learn a sport and better yourselves. There ain't no need for me to get in the way of that.
I hope he sticks to that shit as well. That's legendary for Cutty to say that, to be honest. Love it when people man up to their mistakes and shit, and try and move forward honestly.
What's the history? Motherfucker, do we come behind your casework talking this kind of shit? Do we?
Come on.
No. Fuck you, Bonk.
Fuck you.
He's definitely thinking about what Omar said to him. I mean, but this is a race against time. If Omar stays in there, he's fucked. So great. Sherrod is snorting heroin. Fucking lame. Ugh. Snorting heroin before they go and shoot someone they don't even know who he works with, you fucking idiots. Don't shoot Naaman.
No, keep don't work for you, nigga. Ho, 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 ho. Y'all got to take this shit out in front of my door.
Oh, don't shoot Cutty.
Go inside, man.
Oh, thank fuck that didn't end badly. That was tense as fuck.
The other boy was high as all hell, and anything can jump off when it's like that, you know?
Yeah, and he would have been on his ass if you ain't mixed in.
Michael knows he's talking shit as well, because Michael's actually about it.
You into something?
Ain't none of my business.
Ah, you know though, Michael. You know he's working the package for Bodie.
You guys ran a hell of a campaign. No let up, a lot of heart. I'll second that. Yeah, I like the shit when you trotted out that witness story during the debate. Ooh.
That's so funny that they're so amicable after the election is over. This is 100% what it is actually like. They're all fucking friends. Don't kid yourself.
The general election is still a few weeks away.
You don't beat Crawford. In a city where we outnumber Republicans 9-1, you don't deserve the fucking job. Now get on around here.
True. In a state that is fucking hell, that's an incredibly democratic state, by the way. 9-1, Jesus Christ, what are they doing with these Republicans? Taking them out back and shooting them?
I want to hit the ground running, so I'm going to need to learn the agencies, the budgets, the problems, all of it.
Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to look at, see to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this shit. I wonder how Royce, what does Royce do from here? Does he move into a different position still within government or council of that state, or is that him out of the game, passing over the keys? It's funny how amicable they are though after the fact. Them smear flyers and everything.
Tell him if his client doesn't cooperate, he's looking at mandatory minimums and no parole.
The feds don't want drug cases anymore.
They do not. They want terrorist cases, is all the feds want, apparently. Ask the Greek. He's out there committing all the crime in the world just under the agreement that he'll keep a lookout for terrorism.
You see that there? I think that's a wing flapping.
That is, it's pigeons. He's took the camera and put it in the pigeon coop, which is cool. It's like one of them animal 24-hour webcam things where you can check in on a pet. Do you know what I mean?
Fuck.
I've got to say, Herc is hilariously terrible at his new job. The only thing he seems to have learnt from his senior detectives is the word mope to describe someone as if he's smarter than them, but he himself is a mope. He should never have learned that word. It's self-derogatory.
Let me guess.
How about VCU as unit chief?
What?
Violent Crimes Unit?
Oh shit, is that an actual promotion?
I came in here ready to get bounced down to misdemeanors or worse.
Why would you think that?
The subpoenas. And the fact that Demper
lost the election.
So the subpoenas worked out for her due to the way the election went. That is a silver lining. Not to say that I'm not interested as to how Tommy will run as well. Good on Ronnie. It's nice to see someone doing the right thing and being rewarded for it. It doesn't happen often in this show.
Calvin, is this your work? Because it looks like someone else's.
No, I do my work.
Okay, next time try to remember not to copy Quinice's name at the top.
Oh wow, that's when you know you're a bad work copier, when you use the name.
Darnell, why didn't you wear your uniform?
I meant to. I did. Yeah, but after like a quart of vodka, it'd be hard knowing what color shirt you're supposed to be wearing.
Wow, so that guy's already an alcoholic. That's fucked up.
Damon, we believe, suffers from conduct disorder issues.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he's got a mouth on him, yeah.
Conduct disorder issues, is that what you call it? Shit, I've got that.
Come back when you pulled it all back together again.
Damn, it's bye-bye time for my girl Chandra.
Yeah, you think?
I like Bunny just trying to chime in with him, slowly letting him know he's not a total square. He's on their level, he's just trying to genuinely help them.
Man, fuck y'all. I know the rules. You gotta suspend me. School gotta have rules.
He's right, you gotta have rules. Can't just be throwing that shit out.
Nice. I'm liking it. Usually that's his out, innit? He just kicks off a little bit too much and then he can go home for 3 days. They're like, nope, no suspension. You're still here. Talk your shit. It's the school Amsterdam. And Presbeluski is a even littler school Amsterdam with his dice.
My mom's and his, they're like cousins. Came up together in the Latrobe, you know? I've been knowing them since, like, Head Start and shit.
But he was gonna testify.
Yeah, it probably wasn't this guy the way he's talking, but you never know, I suppose.
You think I'm gonna kill my mom's cousin's boy for 3.5? I know that man helped get himself elected claiming that I did me like that, but please.
Fair point. It's not that long. Loyalty means a lot more than 3.5 fucking years. To most people, I would hope.
When I gave him the card, I told him it was for a light felony at best.
Yeah, of course, but he needs to get rid out of BCDC and put in protective custody somewhere else.
Or at least Bunk's going to bat for him now that he's had a think about it. I respect Bunk for that.
Look, all I'm asking is that you move him to some county detention center. At least until I have a chance to work back up on this thing.
Good point. He's not asking us to get him off with it. He just wants moved to a place where he does not die.
Tell Mr. Little my debt's paid.
Fair trade. You know, at least it temporarily saves his fucking life, while Bunk can clear him of this, hopefully.
Mayor-elect is on deck.
Please, back to what you're doing. I'm just a councilman here to observe.
At ease, gentlemen.
Well, that's a good look for the mayor straight away to come down to this high-level police precinct conversation.
Too many of my people have spent years chasing street-level arrests. Well, they grab bodies and make stats. But that doesn't teach you how to write a proper warrant. Or testify properly as the probable cause.
Wow, 100%. Like, when you have Hawks and Carvers out there doing the same shit for 20 years, what the fuck does it change? And Tommy was paying close attention to Daniels there. I like that he's actually giving a shit about hearing what Daniels thinks the problem is.
Where it is? In a nigga's ass crack, I
Can
still
someone
find
shoot this guy in the fucking head, please? Fuck this guy, man. You can't just let him do this 3 times in a row, Bubbles. For fuck's sake, mate.
This is good here?
What is wrong with you? He was on the strip yesterday. This ain't shit.
Neyman clearly moving spots to try and de-escalate things between that other crew. What he should have done is go back to the same spot, put his hands up like no beef, walk across the road to them and be like, look, I get my package off Bodie, Bodie gets his package off Marlowe. Unless you want to be fucking with Marlowe, back the fuck off, mate. And I think they would have been cool about it. I don't think they would have done nothing hearing Marlowe's name attached to that shit.
This is not my problem.
Don't fuck me, Carv. Don't fuck me now.
You know what this is? This is one of those enabling relationships.
Enable me, Carv.
They have always been in an enabling relationship. What's funny is they've always been a double act at losing cameras as well, so it's fitting he brings Carver back onto this.
You just reminded me. I debriefed this kid last week who said he knew something about a murder that Marlowe's people did. I meant to call Bunk on it.
Oh my god, you haven't even followed it up yet, Carver. That is a big thing they put you onto there, mate. That should be top of your priority list, not 3 pages down in a fucking notepad.
What do you have on Marlowe?
I know he's a drug dealer. I can't prove it or nothing, but I know.
I mean, I know you're a cop, Hawk. I can't prove it or nothing, but I know.
Got it.
Homicide.
Oh no! Oh, that's so fucking annoying. He's just because Bunk came in and spoke to them earlier, he's scrunched that up and binned it. Bunk is the guy that would have put it together that there's many bodies in the houses. Now that piece of information has been lost between Carver and Bunk, they ain't finding these bodies anytime soon.
What if I got a black commissioner to replace you, son of a bitch?
Under Burrell, the only black deputy is Cawthorn, and he's 70.
Oh, get Daniels. He'd be a fucking great commissioner.
If you're talented and black, why would you be in Baltimore?
I've often asked myself that very question on a number of occasions.
It's quite a disrespectful thing to say, actually, to a room full of black, talented people living in Baltimore.
So you said he was suspended.
They let me back in tomorrow, and Miss Anna want me to be home by 9.
And don't forget to send him on the bunk after you're done. Look after him. He's a good kid.
Hopefully Sidney spots something in this, because he's the only competent dude left in this room now.
Kid, let me ask you right off the bat. You know what a police surveillance camera looks like?
Sums him up completely. I mean, he's on the case of a murder, and he's trying to relocate his stupid fucking camera.
You were right there when the slick fellow got dropped, weren't you?
No.
Yes, you were. You're an eyeball witness who could give me Snoop and Chris both.
Huck's a fucking idiot. He's literally trying to help you and you're breaking his balls. He's just gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Oh, please let Sidner take over this fucking interrogation. This is infuriating.
What do you guys suggest I do first?
An airstrike. White phosphorus.
Okay.
Drop that shit on everything between here and North Avenue.
Well, you know, you're absolutely shit at your job when your solution to the issues of the inner city would be a carpet bombing. Not the best way to build industry and local business.
Our next move is to work back on Waddell's visiting list.
Sergeant asked, I'm on the street.
Has Kima got a bit of detective intuition going on there? Where's she off to?
Right, you leave me like a block or two up from here. I could walk the rest of the way.
Don't want to be seen with the police, huh?
Of course not. If Randy's not careful, he could end up another Wallace, being like this too openly.
It looks like a clean shoot. I've got spent shells from 2 suspect weapons, different calibers, both recovered. Right. Yeah, I know.
I think Tommy's impressed with Daniels. I think he sees him as a future commissioner. This is like ground zero detective work, and because she's new to this unit, I respect she's actually going out into the field and trying to do some of this deduction. We saw Bunk and McNulty do things like this in earlier seasons. It shows she's perhaps cut out for this division and she could do well in it. I mean, Kima will do well in this division. She's a very smart person. It's not like Huck getting a job in the murder unit. You'd be so fucked. I'm not sure what she's figuring out though. Genuinely unsure. Like, I know she's figuring out trajectory and where things were fired from and stuff, but I don't know how this helps the case is what I mean. Oh, we got a bullet. Nice work. This is an incredibly reminiscent scene of season 1 when Bunk and McNulty were figuring out the trajectory of that shooting from the woman from within the house with the tapping on the window, and them doing all the trajectory work led them to find the bullet inside the fridge. Very similar. Shows Kima is very adept at this line of work, because they were two of the best murder detectives we've seen in this show, so. I like that they have given Kima turtlenecks this season. It saves them having to constantly apply the scar effect makeup for her bullet hole in her neck.
October Day.
That'll work, ma'am.
I'm counting on you fellas to get it done before the end of the month.
Is that a Baltimore accent? I'm trying to get it. October Day. It's the October.
Come over for some of your boys today? Some kind of program?
Nah, something else didn't work out really. Be well.
I want to see these two get back together so badly.
Mind if I give him a go?
Sure.
Fuck you!
Seriously, Naaman, you need to shut the fuck up, man. You are all mouth. That will not serve you well in life.
You're not going back to your regular class.
Fuck you!
And you damn sure ain't going home, because ain't no more getting suspended.
He's not learning this lesson quickly, is he?
You always getting on my ass and shit about some book. Fuck you, you cheese-faced bitch!
This is fucking ridiculous, man.
There's only 3 ways to make a 4. And to make a 7. 6.
I hope the teacher in the doorway respects what he is doing and doesn't give him shit for it. Hey, Duquan, man, looking happy and sharp now he's clean.
Trick them into thinking they aren't learning, and they do.
I wonder what she'll make of that. I really respect his method. I've got a feeling she didn't like it.
Come by tonight and we'll work this shit out together, alright? I mean, thinking on it, why don't we step right now? I'll get paid till 8. 8, huh?
Oh man, I hope fucking Sherrod goes with Bubbles. He is going down an incredibly dark path just now, snorting heroin and getting into this killing people shit maybe. I mean, it could have easily have turned deadly the other night with Naaman, and that would have been his whole life different.
Braddock case is down.
Room 2.
Hey, Kima fucking showed them all up. Good on Kima.
Fucknuts here were shooting at 40s in Clorox bottles blocks away, using potatoes for a silencer.
Bite me, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is quite hilarious that Tommy used that as his whole crux for getting the mayor position, and it's literally a stray. But also, how incredible was that Akima to just Bunk and McNulty that shit solo? What a G. I didn't show. You can tell Bubbles has got like a fatherly love for Sherrod, like he's looking out for him like a son almost. Okay, and that was episode 7 of season 4 of The Wire, Unto Others, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Unto Others, what did I think of that? A lot of really great, slow-moving story elements came about this episode. It was almost like a wind-down, because like I said, last episode was sort of like a mid-season finale. This eased Tommy into getting to see the start of the responsibilities he's going to have as mayor. Also showed him a very good potential for a future commissioner in Daniels, who seems to be very, very... Obviously, we all know Daniels is very screwed on with all his work, but it's also nice to see that he came across that way to Tommy. I think he would be a much, much better commissioner to the mayor than Burrell was as well, so here's hoping that he gets that promotion. That opening scene was so tense as well, with Omar just getting strapped up with magazines and then having to shank that dude who was trying to take the contract out on him. Hopefully that pushes people away from him long enough for Bunk to get this transfer to happen. And I also think it was great that, you know, I sort of disliked Bunk the first scene of this episode, the way he came in all smug at Omar, even though Omar was in a deadly situation, but Bunk thought about it, he did the right thing. He used the get out of jail free card, which wasn't quite good enough. It just turned into a get transferred into a less deadly prison card. With the situation Omar was in, that is enough. Fair trade. So at least Bunk seemingly has pulled Omar out of that life and death situation he was in at the other jail. Marlowe. This is so funny that, like, first of all, Proposition Joe called it. If it's local cops, they're going to be so stringent with the assets they have to use for cases that they will chase down this camera just to get it back. So it was a good call by Prop Joe, and also Marlowe's gonna know where he's at when Hurt comes and finally finds out that camera's up in the pigeon coop. You know what? It was kind of funny seeing Hurk as the idiot falling upwards. It is not so funny seeing Hurk now up, being an idiot to those he should be now helping, and he's showing that this is why inept people get to positions of power and then everything's shit. Why? Because Hurk's calling the shots. What the fuck does he know? Randy was trying to give him legitimate, good information on the murder, and Hurk was just like adamantly trying to say some weird shit about placing him there as an eyeball witness. Completely bizarre almost, and thank fuck Sidner was in the room to see the ridiculousness of it all play out. Cutty did the dopest shit and like sort of turned the corner with his womanizing ways. He brought all the guys who were still going to the gym together and was like, look man, I ain't gonna do that shit no more essentially. And then we've got to sort of have a conversation again with his ex, who I really hope them two get together, so he was hoping with that. And speaking of Cutty's students, Sherrod almost fucking ended up shooting Namond. If it wasn't for Cutty coming out, I think that shit would have turned deadly as well, because they were in like a weird headlocky scuffle. The other dude had a pistol on him, they were both high on heroin. I just got a feeling if Cutty hadn't came out at that exact moment, it could have turned into a fatal situation as well. So just again showing us how much of a fucking cunt Namond's mum is for even pushing him toward that life, and how much Namond should run a country mile away from that life to begin with. He's not built for it. Shame on his mum for thinking he was. He's just not another wee bay. I'd love to see Namond just get into that boxing gym, learn some discipline, because just now he's making some bad decisions. And speaking of Namond and bad decisions and that, I mean, Bonnie Colvin exhibited the patience of a saint this episode to have all these people just telling him fuck him to his face time and time again, and he really wants to help these kids. I just think he feels like mentally there's a brick wall that he has yet to figure out how to circumvent. Now, Bunny being Bunny, it wouldn't surprise me if over these next few episodes he legitimately figures out a cool way to circumvent that problem, just as Presbeluski seems to be doing in the math class. Now, I don't know what Cutty's ex thought of what he was doing, but I will say that what he was doing, he wasn't like letting them skive and gamble, he was literally tricking them through their already having a love for die to learn the mathematics and statistics behind it. If you can't screwdrive information into someone's brain any other way, then it is a good strategy to find something they like and applicate what you're trying to teach them into a world they're already familiar with. So I completely get what Presbeluski's doing, and I really hope that he is supported in what he's doing and is allowed to keep teaching them some maths through dice and other games and shit, making it fun for them. Nothing wrong with learning and the learning being made fun. What is all this is about? Outcome, end result. And if the end result and outcome is great, then the method applicated works. And the only way you can tell if you're coming up with new methods to attempt to get people to learn things, if they work or not, is to give it a chance. So I hope she at least gives it a chance and then looks at the outcome and results before making her judgment on Presbeluski. Just as they should have done last season with Amsterdam and Bonnie. Obviously, who gives a fuck about his method, because the results were absolutely jaw-dropping drops in statistics in crime. But it still wasn't good enough, because that's not how the real world works. I understand that, and you know, in a good, perfect world, surely the end result would warrant the method, as long as it's not fucking brutal or horrific, you know. It's different, but it's none of those things. And Kima showing she is 100% cut out for this murder unit, because she essentially reenacted that Bunk and McNulty scene from season 1, but did it solo. Figured out so many things as well. But I just seen her picking up potatoes, like, what the fuck's she doing? No, she was figuring out, like, alright, he's used them to silence the weapon, it's deflected off this wall, came round here. She figured all that shit out, got a murder weapon and a confession for a dude just shooting bottles in his back garden. That is impressive as fuck. Also interesting the ramifications that had on the mayor election, because Tommy used that as his whole crux of, like, Royce ain't putting enough money into witness protection. This is the second witness that's been killed by a ricochet that from a gun from a guy that wasn't trying to kill him, so it's not like he was tracked down and silenced, so it's hilarious that after the fact that was discovered as well. All in all, I've loved this episode. I'm sorry if I'm a bit motor-mouthy today. Like I said, I am quitting cigarettes and joints simultaneously, so that is zero tobacco in my system, so if I'm a bit on edge and shit, it's to be expected. Hopefully you've still found this enjoyable and I haven't came across like a irritating cunt, because I feel like easily irritated just now, but also I'm trying to, like, genuinely be jovial through it, and I haven't lost my temper or been a twat to any of my friends or anything during this process. I'm just suffering in silence, but don't quite feel myself. So I hope you guys bared with it okay, and apologies if it just wasn't as funny or entertaining, or I didn't say anything interesting like usual. Hopefully by next week all these fucking weird chemicals they put in cigarettes will have completely left my system, and I'll be back to my normal self. But if you have still liked this video, click like. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below. And share this video around to anybody you think might appreciate it or want to watch this series along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, which I put up once a week. You get access to these videos I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance. And you also get access to full-length versions of all the reaction videos I put on YouTube. You just sync up your copy of the show or movie with my reaction, and bang, we are sitting, chilling, watching whatever together. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.